Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today I want to talk about a tough topic, a thing that this has been the hardest and strangely the easiest year of my life, and it's because of the YouTube channel. It's because of the people that support the work, and honestly because of all the people that really donated to that GoFundMe back in January. So today I want to talk about the surgeries, the recovery, the process, the mentality, and honestly, the fear more than anything else, because this has been a tough time that I am extremely thankful that I legitimately could not have done this without you. So my name is Max. I'm Max Shockley, and I've been doing this YouTube channel now for, 13 years? I originally started doing this content very frequently back in 2013. I quit my day job in 2016, and the channel has grown and grown and grown, but it's gone through different phases. Sometimes I've tried to do Let's Plays. I've done more content focused on this style of stuff. I used to start it just originally. I was pretty much only doing horror content, but now at this point it's built a very big and very steady watch base. But sometimes it's still scary to know about how much people really care. You know, last year, at the end of last year, I was having issues eating. I basically could not eat. There's a problem called premature wearing, where essentially your teeth get degraded before they're supposed to. Eventually, everybody has their teeth wear down. You know, decades and decades, 60, 70, 80 years of eating food, your teeth, bit by bit, all those tens of thousands of meals, it slowly wears down your bite. My bite had degraded much faster than most. A lot of that because of my time on the streets, a lot of it just the bad childhood. My teeth were extremely degraded. At the end of last year, I legitimately was having times where there were just huge chunks of food I could not eat. And it wasn't just hot stuff and cold stuff. I had not been able to eat hot or cold food in probably 5 or 6 years. But as of last year, pretty much anything that required consistent chewing, a lot of meat and stuff, I simply could not do it. So I decided to go to the dentist and see how bad the problem was, how expensive it would be to fix, and honestly how screwed I was. And they told me a word that terrified me: unsalvageable. They said your entire upper jaw and very likely your lower jaw are unsalvageable. That's the medical term for it, unsalvageable. And so hearing that is a scary, scary time, because, I mean, what do you do with that information, right? My teeth are unusable. For the last couple of years, I had been in basically just increasing amounts of pain. I've been in so much pain that I didn't even really notice it. I spent so much of my waking hours just blocking out tremendous amounts of pain. From the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, I was probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10 all day long. My teeth were throbbing. At all times, it felt like somebody had just smacked me in the face. So they said, yeah, we got to just remove them now. So I made the GoFundMe, and it was an overwhelming success. I'm not going to cry. I promise I'm not going to cry, but it's still hitting me. Making the GoFundMe, I was so terrified that it would get nothing. I mean, it was such a do or die. I needed these teeth. I was so terrified that the GoFundMe would just absolutely fail. Instead, it was an overwhelming success. Massive donations. I got 100% of the amount needed for all the surgeries, even the tier up. There was a bottom tier of it where essentially they would just remove all my teeth and give me some fake teeth. The higher the tiers, I was able to get bolts in my jaw. I was able to get it permanently installed. These are my permanent teeth now. These are my new permanents. The ones I designed. The ones that I got to actually make because of all the donations. And I want to talk more about these teeth in a bit, but being able to take that out of the equation helped me more than you could ever imagine. But then there was the next wave of fear. Going through the surgery, having to even physically sit in that chair. Knowing that you're about to have all your teeth removed, right? I had all the tops done in one session. And it was so physically and mentally difficult just to walk into that room. When I sat in the chair, my whole body was shaking. I was so afraid. And the dentists were like, what's the problem? Because they do this all the time. They could not understand my absolute terror that I was having all my teeth removed. As bad as they were, as destroyed as they were, as painful as they were, it was still just that thing of being like, these are my teeth. So they did it. I had all my uppers removed. And then there was the next problem I kind of had to deal with. My second wave of fear was that I would not be able to talk for maybe months. I was terrified that learning to talk again with the fake teeth, it was a very difficult task. Even now, I see comments, sometimes people say I still talk a little funny. I actually see more comments saying they think my voice sounds better. Like now that I have all the teeth and stuff done, people say that I talk better because I talk with my full mouth. I hadn't had back teeth since, I don't know, I probably haven't had back teeth for like 15 years. So the fact that now I have a full mouth of teeth again, people said I speak more confidently, more fully. But I was terrified about not being able to make videos, not being able to like talk about the stuff I love, or having a lisp, or honestly, let's be brutally honest, I was terrified of losing the fan base, of being so bad at talking that I just sounded like a weirdo for an entire year between all these surgeries, and I'd become irrelevant. And that didn't happen. Honestly, everybody stuck around during all those months that I did have to learn to talk again. There were some comments. There were some definitely new viewers that were asking why it sounded like I had bubble gum in my mouth and stuff. But I ended up having to have multiple surgeries. I had to have bone grafts to restore my jaw to be nice and even. They had to basically destroy all of this up here to get all the destroyed teeth out. Some of my teeth in the back were all shattered. At the same time, they removed my shattered back teeth. So now all my bad teeth are gone. In the process of doing this, I'm so happy. I'm like so overwhelmed. I'm sorry. I'm just taking a moment. I'm so happy. These are not sad tears. I'm so happy because the pain was gone instantly. There was the pain of losing all my teeth, the recovery, those first couple days of waking up, honestly covered in blood. The painkillers made me feel like I was blackout drunk and I hated it. But the lack of that throbbing pain I'd been dealing with for over a decade, it was euphoric. But then making content and celebrating games and still getting on trending, still having videos go viral, even after the surgery, even after all the surgeries. The bone graft was a pain in the butt. Then they put bolts in my jaw. In order to make these fake teeth attach to me permanently, they screwed 4 big bolts into my jaw. Now that was obviously, I was knocked out for that, thankfully, right? But the bolts didn't heal right. 2 of the bolts, this one, so consider it 1, 2, 3, 4. Bolt 2 and bolt 4 did not fuse to the bone properly. Because it's fake bone, the way it sort of works is you're trying to get that bone graft to fuse, and then that works, and then they screw the bolts into your jaw, and then that has to fuse. This bolt and this bolt did not fuse. They had to remove them and install bigger bolts. All of this process took so incredibly long. And during the course of this, they gave me multiple sets of teeth. They kept having to basically revamp the dentures, revamp the temporary teeth. And during the process of this, I'm designing my final teeth. And throughout all of this, I was just terrified because every time things changed, the internet moves very, very fast, and the internet does like to forget. I do feel like the internet, as soon as your content becomes bad, people aren't going to stick around and be patient for video after video after video if you suck, right? So the fact that everybody just kept watching, everybody was so patient. It's not just the fact that people monetarily showed up. It was all the nice comments. After some of those surgeries, my face was very, very swollen. And I was very embarrassed. I'll be honest. I was very... I don't even know what word to put it on. I was very, very, very shy to get on camera. And the fact that so many people were so nice, the amount of nice DMs I got on Instagram, just during the course of all of this, I felt more secure as a YouTuber than I ever have. Part of the fear of being a YouTuber is that you are on the content treadmill. Next video, next topic, next review, next. You're always terrified of being irrelevant, but it's also the kind of thing that you're always afraid of being bad, you know? While I was blocking out all that pain, there were times where I did videos that were difficult because I was just in so much agony. Even after all these surgeries and stuff, some of those times I was making videos right after the surgery. And it wasn't because I felt rushed. A lot of times it was just that I was so happy to get back to work. It's wild how long and how hard this was. But I honestly believe that a lot of what made me so easy to learn to talk again, a lot of what made it so that I was able to just get back on track was the fact that there was so much love. There was so much encouragement. There was so much support. It was so easy in a way to get on camera and learn to talk again, to be working on reviews, writing a script, wondering if I can even read these words into a microphone, right? This has been a rambly talk, but I want to thank you guys because sometimes I think people forget that YouTubers are just normal people, right? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who really loves to talk about video games. That's been talking about video games now for almost 13 years, full time, over a decade, right? But on the other side of the camera, I do have good days. I do have bad days. I do have hobbies that aren't video games. I am obsessed with bodybuilding and hacking 3DSs and comic books. And I appreciate the fact that the love and support on the channel has made me realize that DreamcastGuy a lot of times feels like a character I play. It's like a character I play on TV. But it makes me feel good that I do truly believe y'all like Max. Y'all like who I really am. I'm going to bawl my eyes out. I am going to end the video. I'm going to bawl my eyes out. I love y'all so much. I'm being dead serious. I owe y'all everything. Thank you. Not just for like supporting the GoFundMe, obviously that, but just thank you for being there for me. I legitimately could not have done this without you. That's not an exaggeration. I could not have done this without you. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a very good Thanksgiving. I love y'all very much, and please keep dreaming.